That sounds amazing.
I love it. That's a sound, all right.
It is a sound. It's a Gibson sound, and I love it. And it's just, man, it's cool. That is Quentin. Welcome, by the way. Quentin King right there. I'm Paul. We're at Music Villa, Bozeman, Montana.
And now in Billings.
Montana.
As well.
Yeah, 2 hours to the east of us here.
Yeah.
And you know what? This is a cool little comparison here. We're doing the Southern Jumbos, okay? Mm-hmm. These are the 1942, reissue, 42 Southern Jumbo. Mm-hmm. Southern Jumbo, the current model, it's always a mahogany. It's a J45, right? Mahogany back and sides. But in 42, they were rosewood. So these are, replica of the 42 Banner. Just great guitars. Now that one, what's it say on the tag? Does it say?
It says 1942 Banner Southern Jumbo.
Okay. So
the
only difference in today's video is this one is the Murphy Lab. Okay. So
so that's kind of like dial it up to 11.
Yep. Age it. But they're both, torrified tops. They do the torrification on the top. Hide glue. Mm-hmm. So these are, but this one goes, actually it breaks off from the normal. This one gets like a few coats of nitrocellulose lacquer. Mm-hmm. It's kind of slightly buffed. You can't really buff it to a shine because there's not enough lacquer on there.
Right.
So they'll call it a VOS finish or vintage finish. But this one takes off, goes into a completely different area.
Like processing for the finish.
Different finish altogether. Okay. It's a nitro finish, I'm sure, but and I don't know the exact secrets, but it does break off into another Murphy Lab, and they age it, and it's a thinner finish. I don't know what they do, but it's cool.
All right, let me see that.
Okay, do that one. Strum that one more time.
All right, hopefully,
because we want to compare these.
It's a big sound. It's a big sound. That's a bigger sound. You can feel it. It wants to kick back. It's the sub feel.
Yeah.
For all of us who. I don't know, all of us. I don't know how many are actually out there. Those of you who had that like 1990 or 1987 through early 90s Ford Escort with a like 5,000 watt subwoofer in the back. This is what it feels like, you know.
Yeah.
And there's still those moments, I don't know where you live, but where I live on my street, it's a nice quiet street, and every once in a while the car will drive by and my windows rattle.
I had one of those go by last night.
Yeah.
And we were like, we didn't know what it was until, and then you're like, oh, yeah.
So this is a true story. When I moved out to Bozeman about 22 years ago, I drove a Jeep Wrangler, and the stereo was left a lot to be desired in your old Jeep Wranglers. Before they had all the fancy sound bars and stuff. So I bought a subwoofer. And it was like a cheap, dumb guy subwoofer. It's all contained, and they screwed it into the little back door, swing gate of the Wrangler. And I got some extra speakers because I wanted to be able to hear when you have a soft top. It's very flappy, very noisy. So I would crank it up. And then I took great pride in having a subwoofer, and I only played bluegrass.
It's so funny. I was going to say, why did you need a subwoofer?
Exactly,
when you're cranking bluegrass?
I thought that was extra ironic. Was hearing the that big doghouse bass coming through. There was none of the.
It must have been real cool driving down the street cranking your bluegrass.
So cool. Yeah, I had hair. Everything was better. It was a better time for me. Anyway, yes.
Do it one more time.
All right.
Strum that thing again.
It's a big. I would call that sound jumbo. If I had a. nice.
Yeah.
And it's always relative, right? You play this next to some
Yeah.
other guitar, and it's going to sound
yeah.
huge. But you play this one next to that one,
Yeah.
and that kind of takes the day for sure.
Yeah. Dang.
I mean, I wouldn't kick either one of these
No.
out of my living room, but
No, they're both great.
the Murphy. I don't know who is Murphy again.
Tom Murphy.
Tom Murphy.
Tom Murphy. He started all the aging at the.
His name is
Electrics.
Tom Murphy?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And
Because I have a friend who's also
Oh,
Tom
yeah.
Murphy. It's a different Tom Murphy.
I forgot that. I know.
And it's
Tom
funny
Murphy.
because every time you say Murphy Lab,
Right.
I always think of my friend Tom Murphy.
Right.
And I think of somebody who's mastering the perfect mix of Ice and Jameson.
I got you.
And that's the lab.
And he's kind of
like,
what this
he's wearing
guy's
a-
doing. He's mixing the perfect.
He's wearing
mix
like a
of
white
lacquer.
lab coat, and he's
Yep.
just and then testing it. Anyway,
Same
so there's
thing.
shout out to Tom Murphy,
Yeah.
my Tom Murphy,
All right.
but to the Mr. Tom Murphy
Yep.
of Murphy Labs.
Yep. And he does. He wears a white coat. Does all
Nice.
that.
Sweet.
It's cool.
He's got it going on.
He does. All right. These are amazing. All right, Quentin.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching.